Alright boys, welcome back to the channel. Reselling game, the new sort of series I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be talking about today quality versus quantity and basically how that applies in the reselling world. So let's get straight into it. So today's focus is the recurring theme of quality versus quantity, right? So whilst as resellers it's important to provide quality products, it's almost as important we find sell to and retain quality customers. So at the end of we'll get into it, but at the end of the day, product is fucking absolute. It is got to be the end all and be all of our reselling journey. Okay, we must prioritize our product. It's got to be the best we can possibly get. But as I'm going to discuss later in the video, we need to pick high quality customers too. We cannot be having low quality customers in our business. They're going to drag us down. And I'm going to show you an example of this, how it dragged me down. And how by me cutting, spoiler alert, 85% of my customers down, it actually didn't affect me as much. I know it sounds like such a drastic fucking change, like 85%. Bush gone. But it actually didn't affect me that much at all in the end. But we'll get to that. So, and retaining a high quantity of poor quality customers is going to degrade business and cause more problems than it is worth for the little bit of extra cash. I was very tired when I wrote this, and the English looks like it was written by some fucking Armenian fucking villager. Alright? Quality versus quantity products. Okay, let's get into it. So before I get started on my main topic of customers, let's briefly discuss products, okay? Poor quality products are obviously going to be a detriment to any business, whether it's reselling products or installing solar panels, okay? If we have a poor, let's say we are selling, let's go back to this example here. So here in front of me, I've got some Chrome Hearts Rep blue light glasses, okay? If these were poor quality, they were fucking disheveled, the lenses were scratched, the lenses popped out and fucking broken, they didn't fucking sit on your face properly, like they were like lopsided or something like that because of the way that these were aligned, then that's a poor quality product, right? It's not going to sell as much as if it was like this, how it is now, in beautiful condition, no scratches, sits well on the face. And there's nothing wrong with it. It comes in a box. It comes in the case. It's got all the fucking paperwork associated with it. And it looks fucking great. It is a genuine replica product. It looks like the real deal. Okay? That's what we're talking about here. Choosing to purchase low price items in an attempt to cut costs and buy more of X products generally results in more harm than good. Okay? So let's just say I had 2 suppliers for these Chrome Hearts glasses. Alright? Let's say this supplier here, the ones that I bought, charged, let's say, $5 a pair, alright? $5 is pretty fucking cheap, really. And let's say the other supplier charged only $2. Now, we're saving over 100% if we choose to buy the $2 pair. But the thing is with the $2 pair, that they're pretty shit, okay? Now, short term, if we buy 10 shit pairs, alright, for $20, and we can only buy 4 good pairs for $20, well, you might think, well, I'll just get 10 and then I'll resell 10 for the same price. Let's just say I resell them for 50, I resell 10, that's $500. Or if I get 4 and resell for 50, that's only $200. So we're losing out on $300. But what happens then is the 10 people who bought the shit pair go say, what the fuck is this? I want a fucking refund. Or they don't say they want a refund, they just go tell everyone else how bad the product is. Then your reputation's fucked. No one's going to buy off you again, and no one's going to buy more glasses off you. Whereas, other way around, if I buy the $5 pair and sell 4, $50, people like them. They like them so much that they go tell other people. They want to come back and buy more products. Maybe they want to, instead of a black frame pair, they want a clear frame. You know, the thing just continues. It's a positive experience for the customer. Therefore, they associate that positive experience with you, and they want to come back and do business with you in the future. That's basically how business works on a whole. And that can work not even just for reselling. That's like every fucking business on the planet Earth, okay? If you do a shit job and you have shit customer service and have a shit product, then no one wants to do business with you, obviously. But if you do well, you got a good product, you have good customer service, you're on time, all this sort of stuff, and fucking you're laughing. You're fucking laughing, alright? So why people buy reps? So I want to further elaborate on why people buy reps. Because it's all well and good for me to say, yeah, fucking don't buy shit quality products. But what if we break it down to the most basic level, the sort of human psychological side behind it, why do we spend the extra $3 to buy the $5 Chrome Hearts glasses and save $3? Or if then buying the $2 and saving $3 each one, okay? Now, I've already explained why that is, but let's delve into it. Let's actually explain why. I've explained how it works. Let's explain why this happens, okay? Alright, people buy reps because they want to feel the same status and prestige they would gain from a genuine item. Okay, that makes sense. If someone wants to buy Chrome Hearts glasses, they are a replica pair of Chrome Hearts glasses. They are wanting to replicate the experience buying real Chrome Hearts glasses, okay? And so for this we have four major variables. So we've got the customer, the product itself, the price, and the result, okay? So in order to sell the reps, we can only change one variable, the price. If we change the product, customer, or the end result of social status will not work on a fundamental level, okay? Let me explain this a little bit more, okay? So we've got our four variables, as I've just said. We've got the product. If the product changes, this therefore impacts the result that the customer receives. Now, so I've said to you guys that the customer wants to feel the same social status that they would gain from having a real pair of Chrome Hearts glasses. If the product wasn't a genuine one-to-one replica, or even just like closely replicated, right? So let's just say 85% is good. Generally, that's pretty good. 85% is good as a genuine product. That's pretty like close to being replicated, if we will. All right. If it goes anything under that, anything under 70, 60% as good as the real item, then that's sort of a bad area that we're getting into, and we're changing the product. And if we change the product, the customer doesn't get the required result. We've still got the same price and we've still got the same customer, right? But the result ain't the same. And if we change the result and the result of social status, then people aren't going to want to do business with us. It's simple as that. Quick little fucking tea break, alright? So it's not going to work, okay? Let's get into the next slide. So selling low quality items. So the entire focus of reselling centers around the product we sell. Without it, we have no business. So the product, the variable, as I said, the product is one of our variables. It is the most quintessential part of reselling. If we do not have the correct product, if we do not have the product, we do not sell. Simple as that. There is no reselling without the product, okay? The whole idea of reps or replicas is to replicate an item/items as closely as possible. Without this core belief, it can be extremely damaging to our business. If we are content with buying shitty fucking products, say this Gucci wallet, this might be like 85% as good as the real one, okay? It might not be one-to-one, but it does the job. And from the outside, people look at that and go, that's a fucking real Gucci wallet. And the customer gets the end result of social status, okay? And the customer only paid $50 for the fucking thing instead of $400 or whatever a real one costs, okay? Now, if this was flimsy, falling apart, same sort of shit, the customer wouldn't want to walk around with that. It would look shit, and people would go, that's fake. That customer, or that person looks poor because he's got a fake thing. And negative social status is implied from that, okay? So the people that they walk past with their wallet go, that's a shit fucking quality wallet. That's definitely fake. That's not real Gucci. Why the fuck would I want to associate myself with them? Like they are now falling down the rungs of the social ladder because they're wearing like fake shit, okay? That's how people view other people. And I know it's such a fucking weird way to look at the world. Like, people don't do that, but they do. People judge people on everything. Your appearance is everything, and that's why people find it so paramount that the replica product is one-to-one, and I see why people get really anal about it, okay? 100% why. I see why. So if a product fails to meet a customer's quality expectation, which varies from person to person. Some people might have a lower standard. They don't really care if it's not exactly one-to-one. But some people are fucking looking at the little details and shit. Which, again, you can argue that's a bit too much because you know it's a replica. You shouldn't be looking at the fine print of stuff. There's always going to not be every little detail to fucking point, if you know what I mean. But as long as it's generally, like I said, 85 to 90% as good as the real product, then at the end of the day, there should be no issue. So, if the product fails to meet a customer's quality expectation, it removes the aura of social status, thus violating one of our 4 major variables. Okay? So basically what I'm trying to say is, if it fucks up someone's social status, because the product isn't good, then it's not worth selling. Simple as that. Simple as that. If it affects our result, it fucks it up. The only variable we can change at a product, customer price, and result. Bro, I must have been fucking tweaking when I wrote this. I meant to fucking write what variable we can change. And what I meant to write here is the only variable that we can change at a product, customer price, and result is the price, okay? We change the price, say from a real item is $2,000, and we change it down to $200. Alright, so they're saving 10 times, or what is it, 1,000%, I think that might be. So when we change the price from $2,000 real to $100 rep, we create that value in the price difference, 100%. If we change the product, including quality of that product, our customer no longer achieves the end result of social status, and thus they'll not pay for the price we have set. Boom. Our 4 variables operate in complete harmony with one another, with price being our only independent variable. So our only variable that changes and should change is the price and nothing else. Because the customer doesn't change, that stays the same. The product should stay the same, and the end result stays the same. Okay, we want the end result to stay the same, and that's dependent on the product and the price. All right. Quality versus quantity customers. So let's go away from the product itself and let's talk about customers, okay? Let's talk about fucking customers, alright? These motherfuckers. Blessing and a curse, I tell you. So low quality customers are a deadly trap in the reselling world, along with all businesses. And there are many different types. Not many different types of businesses, many different types of bad customers. There's plenty out there that affect your business in negative ways, in multiple ways, really. So quantity of customers is generally linked to the quality level in your business overall. So the more customers generally equals lower quality customers, okay? And that's just basic math. If we give 100 people, and let's just say we start with 10 customers, and yeah, generally that's a pretty good solid starting group of customers, right? We start with 10, and as we get another 100 in, or another 90 to get to 100, generally our quality of customer is going to degrade over time. And that's for a number of reasons as well. A number of reasons, alright? So the quality versus quantity link. So quality and quantity are linked, similar to our 4 variables as we just discussed. These are also 2 variables, okay? So in terms of reselling, quantity discusses number of customers, whilst quality of customer is more difficult to measure, okay? So it's pretty basic. Quantity is the number of customers that we have. That's the basic part. Whilst quality is probably measured in more different means, I guess you could say. And we'll get to that. But in general, a high quality customer is someone who, A, spends a decent amount of money. So that's one variable, money. And B, doesn't fuck around, so sticks to their word, time. So people that fuck you around, yeah, bro, I'll do today. Actually, can't do today. Yeah, bro, I'm here. Actually, I'm 5 minutes away. Like, these sorts of dudes waste your time, fuck you around. That generally is the hallmark signs that they're a poor quality customer. So basically, high quality customers give you more money and don't waste your time. So they save you time and they make you money. That's basically how we should look at a high quality customer. It's pretty simple. But there are a few more factors that go into that 100%. So quality versus quantity displayed. So as I said, we start off with a low quantity of customers. And the quality of customers remains high. So we'll start off with like 1 or 2 customers, right? 1, 2 to maybe 5 customers, okay? And generally, they're going to be pretty good because they are seeking you out because you are obviously just starting your business. And generally, low-quality customers don't flock to people who just start their businesses. Generally, It takes a high quality person to seek out a new business and be willing to deal with that sort of new experience for that business owner, if that makes sense. It's sort of a bit hard to comprehend, but as you start your business, generally that you'll find the quality of the customers are higher. And that's probably because as well that you might know the customers. So say when you're starting out your business, you might hit up your friends and go, hey guys, I'm starting a reselling business. And because they know you personally, they'll buy off you. And because obviously you know them, they're not going to try to waste your time, fuck you around. Some of them might if they're low quality people. But same again with family. If you've got family members, generally that they won't waste your time and money. Okay? But it's when you start expanding your horizons and selling to people you don't know, that's when it becomes more of an issue. Different groups of people, etc., etc., etc. It sort of just dilutes the thing. It's like if you have like a fucking like dark shot of coffee, right, and you put it in a fucking cup, and slowly over time you start pouring milk. That coffee gets more diluted and more diluted until a point where it can hardly be called coffee, and it's just basically milk with a fucking tiny droplet of fucking coffee. You know what I mean? That's sort of how this works. Alright? So as we can see here, there's quite a linear relationship here between the quantity of customers and the quality of customers. So as we get to our fucking 100 customers here, we've got an extremely low percentage of quality of customers. And that's not to say that, sorry, we'll go back. That's not to say that all our customers go bad. It's just to say that as we get into the back half of that 100 customers, that 100 number, majority of them are going to be poor quality, which drags you down here. So as you can see here, it looks like we've got about 10 or so quality customers. And then the rest are just fucking shit. Alright, that's basically how this works. Alright, sorry, going forward. So quality versus quantity spectrum. So customer types. Now, obviously there's going to be intermediates between high quality customers and low quality customers, okay? So in the middle of this all, we've got moderate quality customers, okay? So your high quality customers, generally about 10 to 20% of your customers are going to be high quality. Like, that's a pretty good fucking benchmark that we can say for this. And that basically means that they're loyal, high spending, low maintenance, refers others. Refers others is a huge one too. If they refer other people, that's just to show that A, you've done a good job, and B, that they're like they respect your business, that they are willing to put their reputation on the line, so that their friends come and buy off you. Because if you did a shit job, right? So say someone referred you and you did a shit job to that person, that fucking reputation and that bad fucking experience would come back on the person that referred them. So generally people only refer you if you've done an exceptionally good job. So if you get, the more referrals you get, the better. Moderate quality, okay? So generally about 30 to 40% are going to be moderate quality customers, okay? So they're reasonably engaged, occasional buyers, and they may need an incentive, okay? What I mean by that is reasonably engaged. They might look at one or two of your products every now and then, and they might buy one or two things every now and then. But they may need like an incentive, like they may need like, maybe you put like a discount on, maybe you've got like a sale, maybe they've got some sort of event that they need it for. Like they're not constantly coming back buying stuff, you know, it's not like a weekly occurrence that you'll see them. You might see them every month, every 2 months, something like that. Don't get me wrong, you need these sorts of customers in your business because that's how you make up a little bit of excess fucking cash flow to come in. But they're not ideal, but they're just good to have around. Like they're not going to harm your business, but they're not going to fucking take you to the moon, if that makes sense. Now your low quality customers, this is probably majority of your customers, probably roughly about 40 to 60%. So generally about 50%, half your customers will be shit. So they're price sensitive, one-time buyers, high support needs. And these are the guy who are like the hagglers, you know, like, yeah, I can do that, and I'll buy that, and then they don't buy it. They fucking don't stick to their word. You order something in for them and they go, okay, we've agreed on the price, now I'm going to fucking go back on that and negotiate with you. And it's just an absolute pain in the ass. Like, these guys are actually fucking annoying. And it's a detriment to your business because they waste your time and they waste your money. They've got no respect for you or your business. And in my opinion, if they've got no respect for you or your business, don't respect them back. Don't give them any time of day. Don't fucking reply to them. Cut them off. And as we'll get into, this is what I've done. So what do we do about this? As I just said, at first, the bullshit is inevitable. But when you're getting your name out there, plus building your reputation, you have no choice. So like I said, when you start off, you will start off maybe with your friends or some family members, maybe 1 or 2 randoms. And generally they'll be pretty good, but once you get to about the 10 to 20 customers mark, you will start to get some shit ones, but you're just going to have to wade through the bullshit because at this stage, you don't have the chance to pick and choose. You have to take money where money's being offered because you need that cash flow, you need that money in your bank so you can go buy more stuff and grow your business. You don't have time to be telling people to fuck off because then A, your reputation is going to get sunk before it has even fucking risen, and B, you need the money, so you don't have time to be telling people to get fucked and all this shit. Like, you ain't fucking some baller, okay? Once you have an already established brand, or even if you have a steady lead flow, you need to cut customers, and that's when you can start telling people to get fucked. And I wouldn't even tell them to get fucked, like, seriously. Maybe occasionally I might tell someone to get fuck off or whatever and give them a bit of shit. But most of the time, like, I just won't even respond, or yeah, I'll just ghost them or I'll just block them. I don't even have time of day for them. Like, there's no point in me getting into a back and forth with them over some shit. I will just won't even fucking discuss anything with low quality customers because I just know that they're shit and there's no point. And if you have good customers coming in all the time, then what's the point? You just go, bro, you have literally nothing to lose. Like, you can literally say to these customers, I don't want to deal with you. I have other customers who will buy. You need to convince me why I should fucking sell to you. And that's how fucking real G's do it. That's how real G's sell. They fucking go, why the fuck should I let you buy off me? That's what you should be saying to your customers. Why should you buy off me? Fucking flip it on the cunts, right? Instead of you trying to convince them why they should buy off you, you fucking flip it on the cunts and go, explain to me why you should be buying off me. And that is how you make a fucking winning business. I'm telling you right now, if you flip it on these motherfuckers, they'll go, what the fuck? I've never seen someone say, I don't want your money because I don't want to deal with your shit. And that's how you actually convert some low quality customers into high quality customers, because they'll see that you don't take shit, alright? So yeah, it is possible to convert a low quality customer, but generally it's not. It's like turning a fucking hoe to a housewife. Like, it's not very fucking, it's not an easy thing to do, is it? Turn the hoe to a housewife, alright? It's very unlikely. Let's just put it that way. So whilst it's hard to do it at the time, it's way more beneficial in the long run. So for me, like I just said, I get people to convince me why I should sell to them. But as you go through your different stages of reselling, you'll think, you'll get to the point where you need to cut customers, and you'll go, damn, this is actually kind of hard because I do need the money, and I'm willing to fucking put up with this person's shit, even because I want the money. But trust me, guys, if you're not just a fucking beginner, if you're like an intermediate, don't put up with shit, because in the long run, you're gonna have to learn to cut customers anyway. And if you've got a good lead flow, you've got a decent reputation, and you've got money coming in already from other customers, don't put up with shit. Just get rid of them. It's easy to do it. So my personal experience. So this is what prompted me to make this video. My personal experience. So I had some. There was a big reason why I decided to cut all my customers, basically. So I cut, like I said at the start of the video, about 85% of my customers. And that was for a good reason. I won't discuss the reason on this. It's on my last video, but there is a good reason for that. So my old Instagram account had about 700 followers, right? So I made a new account with 100 followers only. So I'd probably sold to 300 to 400 of the 700 followers, right? So immediately around half of them were easy to cut because I'd never met them before. The remaining 250 who I'd met were low quality customers I'd dealt with before. and the rest I'd singled out about 100 or so individuals that I knew were the majority of my income. Because what you'll find is that your high quality customers will account for most of your income. Yeah, and that's how you sort of, like I said, determine who's a high quality customer or not. As I say here, you'll find that most people who spend the money, who spend a fair bit of money, also don't waste your time because they've got cash in hand, they're ready to go, they've got good ethics, they're just fucking good people, if you know what I mean, and they're good people to do business with. So I singled out 100 or so good high quality customers. Okay, this is my results. So after such a drastic change of cutting about 85% of my customers, what were the results? So I went from 16k a month to a 12k a month. And if you think about it, that's not that bad at all. Cutting 85% of my customers, or 85% of my leads. And I only got a 26% decrease in sales. Which it really isn't that bad, guys. Like, it seriously isn't that bad. Especially because I changed another huge thing in my business as well. I stopped buying in tons of stock. So generally what I used to do was I used to order in a tons of stock and just sell it and see who'd buy it, and generally that did really well for me. Like, there were massive surges on the day that stock got into me. I'd be selling out fucking fast as fuck. People would know that, bro. Once I got into stock, you need to be quick because, bro, I'd be selling it ASAP. I'd be moving that shit as fast as fucking possible. And the other way I do it is custom orders too. So custom orders is basically where the customer orders a certain product and I can provide them with the product. And we agree on the price and I order it in and we do the sale. So I stopped buying stock completely, which was about 70% of my revenue, I'd say. And I just did custom orders now. This month only, I've just started doing that. And so that's 70% of my income gone from stock and also cutting 85% of my customers. That's a huge change. So I've gone from pushing a business model that was previously only 30% of my income with only 15% of my customers, if that makes sense. So that's a huge turnaround. So 25% of my revenue lost. So 25% of my revenue was lost, but what was gained? So in fact, I gained something that was much more valuable, like 10 hours a week back in time. Instead of me having to go around to all these different bimbos, dropping off shit, wasting my time for a fucking $50 sale here or there. Not worth the fucking time, alright? Not worth the time. Now I have more time to focus on making my videos and sharing my knowledge to you guys, plus improving the Discord. So maybe I need to lose the 25% of my revenue in order to make it to the next level. And another thing I have noticed as well is that with these custom orders that I'm doing, average order spend is probably 100% gone up. I want to do some statistics into that to see how we've increased that. And average order increase for me is good because I will slowly get more customers because I will get referrals off all these high quality customers, and generally referrals of high quality customers mean more high quality customers. They're generally not going to refer a low quality customer. I find that most of the time. And so with the average order value increasing over time, instead of me doing $50 sales, I might do on average $200 sales or something like that, you know? If it's increasing like that substantially, then that's good for cash flow. It means I can get more stuff in, I can sell stuff faster, etc, etc. We're not wasting more time driving around for little sales, that sort of thing. So like I said, I've got so much time back and it's just so much easier. So that's basically the story of what happens when you get high quality customers and you retain high quality customers. But it's also the story about having high quality products as well. So both are just probably as important as each other. I've just proven that. But yeah, high quality products I'd say is more for beginners. High quality customers is more for advanced level resellers. But anyway, boys, hope you enjoyed that video. I definitely enjoyed it because it's probably one of the biggest things I've learned on my journey thus far, especially recently. So yeah, I'll see you on the next one, and I'll talk to you later.